Hey everyone, Dion von Moltke here, another edition of What Drivers Think, and you're on board with me at night in the wet around Petit Le Mans Road Atlanta. Trying to get the throttle here out of turn 5, get a little bit of the curve, gets a little squealy. This is my first lap at night, so I'm really trying to figure out how wet is it, what the conditions are like, and it's really difficult at night in the wet because it's hard to see the track. It's a lot darker than it appears here on camera, so you can't really see how wet it is, how much rain's falling. Is there a dry line forming? Is there not? You see me running wide of the apex there, trying to get the grip. Online is where the rubber of the tires has been laid down, which is exactly where you want to run in the dry. But that rubber in the wet becomes very slippery, so you see us trying to run offline as much as possible. But then again, that's not always possible on this track. My first time into the big break zone into turn 10, taking it a little easy, braking a little earlier, just trying to figure out how much grip I have and trying to see, where the braking points are in the wet, because they are going to be a lot earlier in the wet than they will be in the dry. So a driver has to really adapt. Over the crest here to go into turn 12, you got to figure out, is my car going to gain traction? But then you have prototypes going the inside. The prototypes kick off a big spray, but they're actually, you almost want them a little bit in front of you because they do lift a lot of that water online off the ground to give you a little bit more grip. Into turn 1 here, you see the SRT Viper going inside of me. He's running traditional line. I'm running a little bit off apex. All of us are trying to figure out what lines we want to use in the race. Up into turn 3, blind over here. Usually I would run that curve on the inside in the wet. I'm getting close to it, but try not to touch it as paint is really slippery and wet. You see, turn 4, and now down to the S as the Falcon car slides in front of me. I'm running online on the rubber. There's nothing else you can really do through here, so it's just very slick, very slippery online. Turn 5, I'm just running a little bit off apex. It's all about just the tiny inches here in the wet to gain a little bit of percent grip offline. If you can do it, try it. Now into turn 6, I'm going to go pretty deep on the brakes here, and here I'm going to run a traditional more rain line. Take a car with the 2 off the apex, and you find, oh, there's a lot of grip there. I like how the car reacts. Same thing in turn 7. Now, good traction off here as well. You notice that I'm feeling a lot of understeer here. One thing in the wet and in cold conditions, it's really hard to get tire temp. When you leave pit lane, you can get rear tire temp by doing nice burnouts, but then it's hard to get temp into your front tires, so you're really trying to work them to get any temperature to get them more grippy, especially in these wet conditions. LMPC, you see those lights again, they're really bright. You can really kind of be a bit blinding. When the rest of the track is so dark, your eyes have to kind of adapt to photographers and lights really shining in your eyes. See now, over the crest here, the car's going to get a little light. I've got to do a little catch there. There's not much grip. Into turn 12, still a ton of grip here, especially actually in the wet. It's surprising how much grip you have through there. Up to 5th here on the front straightaway. Going back here into turn 1, I'm going to try a little bit now different of a line. I'm going to run even wider than I did before. I like that, better grip on exit. See now, every lap in the practice here at night, you're learning, you're trying different things. So when it comes to racing, just in these conditions, you have a better idea of where the grip is, where it's not. See, turn 4, I'm going to still stay there. I'm going to go a little bit more offline. Now into the S's, I don't have anyone in front of me. Driving right down to that first apex. It's blind in there, so it's really difficult to actually pick out your turning point, especially at night. And it's so important in the S's when you're driving in there at 100 miles per hour. You've got to be just spot on to get a good exit. Now, into turn 6, you're going to see me again running the traditional rain line. That's where the grip is around this corner. If you're online, you're not going to get any grip because that rubber that's laid down in the dry is just so slick in these wet conditions, where you want to get away from it, which is usually the dirty line. And that's what's really tricky about these nighttime conditions around Road Atlanta. It was a tough race at Petit Le Mans. The conditions were always changing, but our Flying Lizard Motorsport Porsche worked really well in all the conditions. And those are a few laps around nighttime in the wet at Petit Le Mans. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, leave comments, ask questions, let me know what you want to see in the next videos, and look forward to seeing you guys at the United Sports Car Championship in 2014. Thanks for watching.